Let me ask you something before we start, and I'd really like you to answer down in the comments. How old were you when your garden first started to hurt? Not your feelings, your body. The first morning you knelt down to pull a weed and something in your knee or your lower back said, "Not today." Tell me your age when that happened. I want to see the number, because I promise you, you are not the only one, and what I'm about to show you changed everything for me after mine. I'm 68 years old. I have been putting my hands in the dirt since I was a boy standing next to my grandfather in Ohio. And about 6 years ago, I nearly gave it up completely. Not because I lost the love for it, I lost the ability to do it the way I always had. Bending over a bed for 20 minutes left me stiff for 2 days. Kneeling meant I needed something to grab onto just to stand back up. And I remember sitting on my back porch, looking at the garden I'd built over 30 years, thinking that maybe that part of my life was just over. It was not over. And if you're feeling that same thing right now, I need you to hear me say this clearly. The problem was never you getting older. The problem was that nobody ever taught us how to garden for the body we have now instead of the body we had at 40. Stay with me here, because in the next few minutes I'm going to walk you through the exact changes I made. And the very first one costs you nothing and will save your back this week. Here's the thing most people get wrong. They think the answer is to garden less. To shrink everything down, give up the vegetables, put in some gravel and call it a day. That's the advice everyone gives folks our age, and it's exactly backwards. You don't need a smaller garden, you need a smarter one. The goal is not to do less of what you love. The goal is to remove the bending, the kneeling, and the strain so you can do more of it for more years. So let's start with the ground itself, because this is where all the damage happens. Every serious problem I see in gardeners over 60 comes down to one thing, and it's not the plants. It's the height of the work. If your garden is at ground level, then gravity is your enemy every single minute you're out there. The single most important change I ever made was getting my growing surface up off the ground and up toward my hands. Now I know what some of you are thinking. That means building expensive raised beds, and I can't do that. Stay with me, because that's not what I mean, and the cheapest version of this fix is the one almost nobody talks about. Before I built a single thing, I did something free. I moved my most used plants, my herbs, my tomatoes, the things I touch every day, into containers I could set on top of an old picnic table and 2 sawhorses. That's it, waist high, no bending. I grew more cherry tomatoes on that ugly table than I did in half my in-ground beds, and I picked every one of them standing straight up like a human being. If you do nothing else after this video, raise one thing you touch every day up to your waist, and just notice how your body feels at the end of the week. Now let me tell you about the second mistake, and this one surprised even me after 50 years of doing this. It's the tools. We are all still using tools designed for a young man's grip and a young man's spine. Long, straight handles that force you to bend. Little hand trowels that make your wrist do all the work until it aches. When my hands started giving me trouble, I thought that was just arthritis and there was nothing to do about it. I was wrong. The tool was fighting me. Switching to long-handled tools that let me work sitting or standing, and grips that fit a hand that doesn't close all the way anymore, gave me back jobs I thought I'd lost for good. And if you've got a story about a tool that hurt you, or one that saved you, put it in the comments, because other folks watching need to hear it. But here's what I really want you to understand, because it's bigger than any single tip. When I was young, I gardened in bursts. I'd spend a whole Saturday out there, 6 hours straight, wreck myself, and pay for it all week. That works when you're 30. It nearly ended my gardening life at 62. The secret that changed everything wasn't a product or a plant. It was rhythm. 20 minutes in the morning when it's cool, 20 minutes in the evening. Sitting down for parts of it, no shame in that. A garden doesn't need a hero who hurts himself once a week. It needs a steady hand who shows up gentle and often. That one shift, from bursts to rhythm, is the reason I'm still out there every single day at 68, and I plan to be at 78. And I'll be honest with you about something. Figuring all of this out took me 3 years of trial and error. 3 years of hurting myself, fixing one thing, hurting myself a different way, fixing that, which plants actually thrive up high in containers and which ones sulk, the exact working height that stops back pain for most people, the 8 tools that were worth the money and the dozen that weren't. I finally sat down one winter and wrote the whole thing out, every setup and every mistake, so nobody else would have to lose 3 years the way I did. It's a plain, simple guide, no fluff, and I'll leave a link for it down below if you want the shortcut instead of the long road. But whether you grab that or not, I want you to take at least one thing from today and actually use it, because here's the truth I came out on the other side with. The garden was never the thing that was slipping away from me. It was my belief that I still got to have it. And the day I stopped gardening like a man fighting his own body, and started gardening in a way that worked with it, I didn't just get my vegetables back, I got my mornings back. I got that quiet hour with the birds and the coffee and the dirt under my nails back. That's not nothing. At our age, that's close to everything. So do me a favor. Pick one thing from this video, the free one is fine, raising something up to your waist, and try it this week. Then come back and tell me how it went. And if this is the kind of talk that helps you, the kind that treats you like you've still got good years of growing left in you, then subscribe and stick around, because that's all I make here. Real gardening, for real bodies, for people who have no intention of quitting. I'm Walt. I'll see you in the garden.